We now return to Let's Play Zeus. So I've had a think, and there's going to be some changes in the city. We are going to rearrange a little bit what's going on here. I hope it's going to work. I might end up having to shift the whole palace 5 feet this way. I'm sure my city's builders will love that, having to tear down the palace again and rebuild it. Another thing, though, side project for perhaps a little bit later, the temple. Now, I was thinking of building a temple to Hermes, because he is the only god that I will not have been building for this series, based on my previous plans. Thinking about it again, however, it doesn't really make sense thematically. This is sort of a role-playing series, so why not actually build a temple to a god that this city would most likely have? And I think that would be Hades. Hades and Hephaestus, but Hades, of course, being one of the other gods that I have not yet built in the other city, and gameplay-wise, I think it would actually be a better choice to build Hermes back in Larissa, because one of the things that Hermes does is help walkers move faster, and the Larissa map is rather large, and we're having some distribution problems, so I think that would be better. Thematically I was going with Hermes for trade, but, I think we're going to have to make a better decision there. And we have this wonderful plane out here that can totally handle the gates of Hades. In fact, it can go right outside the gates of the city, so that will be something to do a little bit later. But right now, I need to move some stuff around. It's not really necessary for me to move this too much. I can, and one thing I was actually looking at was maybe expanding the wall out just so I could fit these inside. That won't actually fit, will it? Oh my goodness, it might actually do. No, it won't. It's just the trick of perspective with that wall. Yeah, because this is a 4x and it goes right up against the wall. I could push this out, put the stadium here, and I'd basically solve my problems. I could put the theater here and not have to do any of the shuffling, but I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to move the Agora back. We're going to open this up as a loop. So why don't we get that started right now? And one of the other things that I will need to do, of course, is move this food. I want to move the granary over so that it's at least hanging out onto the corner here. I can move the storehouse, and that way we have some access back here. I don't think I'm going to need too much. I'm still considering maybe putting a monument here to kind of get this area under control with the appeal. What do we actually need? Just more culture? Okay. But if I build the theater here, or the Actors Guild, or whatever the hell this thing's called, drama school, then I can have the theater up here. So that takes care of that, and then of course I'll have a podium where at the college where it goes back in here. So that basically takes care of all of that. So I don't really need this much space up here for those buildings like I thought, but like I said, maybe it would be better and more prudent to actually have a monument here on this side of the city, because we're actually getting a lot of bad appeal. Hopefully I can offset that kind of over here. The theater is really going to cut off what I can do there. If I put it one further away, well, we'll think about it, because then I could maybe get a monument there, which would effectively do the same thing. Anyway, that's not what we need to do right now. We need to move the food. So we'll get this over here. I, of course, need to remove a couple roadblocks, and this guy is no longer necessary, so that'll at least open up his job, or the 10 people who work there. That's how much it takes, right? 5 people. 5 people. Okay. So I think we can do everything I set out to do here. So we'll go ahead and accept just all of this, and we'll just empty, well, fuck, let's just do that. Empty that, so that's the first step. Let's get going there. Hopefully it's going to fill in with this and not these guys. That does not appear to be the case. I think they're going to fill in before I can move these. These do not seem to be actively emptying. That's what I should have done. Because now we're going to fill in on food here, and yeah. Well, that's alright. You know what? A huge waste of food. Actually, can we maybe gift this to somebody who's not too happy with me right now? Loyal, of course. Naxus loyal, of course. These guys, because they're out, don't really have any concern or consideration for me. Gnosis, apathetic. Troy, apathetic. They produce onions. I don't know. How about we just give them a gift? Give them a gift of onions. A lot of my onions. Okay. And then we've got quite a few more. We can just put this to better use as well. Onions, well, fine, 16, and then I can fill in on here. That was actually, I was not expecting them to take it out of this one. It doesn't matter all the same. You want to come back here and there we go. Tribute paid. Okay. So I feel better about that. I think we're doing just fine. We have a surplus of food, so now we can get rid of this in order to put it back. And here we go again. Okay, we're just gonna have to get rid of all the greenery and shrubbery and put in our own. Let's see, that'll go here, which is just enough to beautify this. I'm not going to waste a monument on this, of course, so we'll put in, say, a hedge maze. And we'll fill that in with just some park in the back. Okay, right, so now accept it all, and
so the vendor was like, hurry up with those goods, and I was like, whatever, the vendor's such a dork.
Okay, weird of that. Now, next step. Let's get rid of... I better turn around here, otherwise perspective is going to screw me a little. We need to actually remove some of this beautified road in order to make this work, so we'll get rid of that. And then we're going to move that guy up whilst this is going on. Okay, so now we'll take this and we'll put it here. This might actually, this intersection right here might not be a good choice for him because he's going to pop out right there. So why don't we actually remove that, put him back one, wait for it to populate, and get rid of that one. Okay. So that works there. We're going to basically have to do the same thing now with this and push it over one. But why don't we go ahead and put in our Grand Agora. Oh. This is actually going to give me a little bit more than I thought. Okay, well let's do that there. See, what I'm doing is I'm opening up room here, but I don't think I'm going to be able to actually get this theater in there. I am not, because of that corner. And because that corner is already thin, I don't think I can remove it. I cannot. So what I was doing here actually was not this. Right, I cannot put this guy here. I'm actually going to have to move this out. Okay, let's move him just to another location temporarily. Now I still can't do this though. This is in fact where I was coming into problem, because this is still going to be sticking out. So what I actually need to do is maybe do something like this. I still don't think this is going to work. Okay, it will work there. So I have to put this here. We'll bring this here. And I guess we can beautify this side of the road here. There we go. Okay, so that works there. We'll do, I don't know, like Corinthian column here. And yes, so we will in fact have to find a space for this guy. That's fine, we'll have plenty of space over here. Let's do just some parks, and I'll probably just do a bunch of fill-in over here. Maybe save a little bit for a road so I can build a tower there. We'll come back to it. So now I do actually have a sticking out point here. The house that I was planning on can still go here. So let me... here we are again. Who else can I give some stuff to? Say Larissa? Gnosis? Maybe just make them like me a little bit better? Boy, Troy is going to be a bastard to take out, isn't it? It's got 4 shields. That is going to be part of the Let's Play, though. I'm building an army in Larissa, so I may as well use it. It's a very small army at the moment, though. But that's okay, because I think I'm going to be relying on my triremes, so this is not a thing so much. Did we ever get a message? Mycenae thanks me. Thanks for Thebes. Okay, yeah, well, I mean, they would, because, you know, that's all they care about right now. Loyal, loyal, loyal. These guys are still sympathetic, sympathetic. Yeah, let's, whatever, I don't care. Onions, 8 barrels. Sure. Get that out of here. Oh my god, it's just filled up. Alright, well, whatever, it's a waste. Okay. So that's taken care of there. This is working out according to plan. I guess we just go ahead and fill this in right now. We will take, well, it'll have to be 12, 4, 12, 4, because I don't want to be filling in with things that I don't actually want. This did become just a little bit of a pain, didn't it, the way they sorted that out. See, I really don't get why, and you know, it breaks it down by 4s to a point, and then you can take 5, 7, 9. Like, would you really want to do that? If you were desperate, I guess you'd want to mix and match, but it just doesn't. Whatever. It just seems weird for a design choice that they would make it go by 4s. And except for the small bits, so unless you were making a really tiny warehouse, but that amount of that quantity is just not, it's not useful. Like, why would you do that? All right, where am I getting that from? Oh, tribute, isn't it? It's, I mean, never mind. I was gonna say it's kind of weird that you know, tribute comes in that fashion. We appear to be having plenty of, well, maybe not. Oh yeah, okay. I guess we're having plenty. Let's make a sculpture or 2. Let's accept 4 sculptures now, since we're selling bronze pretty much straight up and not using it for anything. Let's go ahead and start dipping in there a little bit.
And a sacred grove will grace your city.
What's the marketeer waiting on? Oh. Oh. Well, we'll take 8 right now, just to get that out of there. And then we'll cram that back down to 4. So it'll hang out there for just a little bit. Get rid of you. And now let's go in and begin using some of my people. So we'll take a food. You know what? Let's just take the food right here. Yeah. Start eating some food there. Feel like fleece consumption. Okay, we'll push this over here. So now the actual everything is kind of together. Get. Go 12, 4, 12, 4. Empty. I feel like we're going to have issues with the armor again. Can I just sell some armor? Nope. Not yet. Alright. So that guy is hanging out somewhere? There's a boy with a cart. Oh? Oh, where are you going?
Who am I, Odysseus? How much longer do I have to travel before I reach my destination? And where's Calypso?
Ah, he did. Thank you. Okay, well, since we've already got that, let's start collecting fleece early as well. Yeah, we'll put it on this end. That way we can start consuming some of that. You know, I mean, that's a waste of... I don't care anymore.
Worship me.
I really don't.
Shall be
Okay, so we have that. What else will we need before we move people in? We're going to need another healthcare facility. I would rather not have this directly here infesting all this stuff, but it's also not very good to have it anywhere else. So, having two of these side by side is probably going to be pretty bad appeal, but I could put a monument right in front of the palace. Alternatively, I could put the college there, because I kind of need to. Although that would not... I mean, I don't really need appeal right here anyway. It just kind of compounds upon whatever's going on here, and it'll make the front end of this part worse, but all the rich houses will be in the back anyway. Under gardens, I cannot believe how unappealing that is. I suppose just because it's loud and obnoxious to live next to, but... we'll put that there. We'll go ahead and try putting some Corinthian columns dividing here. Nice little colonnade between the health center. It's a little weird, I suppose, but and then we'll just put a big monument there and put some of that back there. Okay, so that is that. Now I really do need to think of where I'm going to put a tax office and where I'm going to put a few other things. So that we determined that the stadium is going to be pretty much right there. Really should be using garden. Let's not do that. Let's use park. And so, okay, and let's just do this again. I could extend a road here. That'll give me a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I guess I can put the college there. This, have I let this go? There you go. Okay. So that's helped that a little bit. It has done nothing for this. You know what else I was thinking, actually? Maybe... Apparently I get this back if I destroy it. I'm still skeptical of that, but I guess let's try it, huh? Yeah, that's what I thought. You don't get it back. Let's take that out, though. We'll remove that. And let's actually put a fish pond here. And that leaves me a big open space. This is where I could put the infirmary. I know I just said I didn't want to put it there, but... Alternatively, I would put down my college and like some columns on this side, kind of separating the whole agora area, and keeping a contemplative area for the college students who then have the medical school and the health facility, or whatever. The question is, if I didn't put it there, where would I put it? And the only alternative would be up here and it doesn't fit. Or it would end up being outside on some weird whatever, but so would the college. I mean, the college would fit here. That's not really the issue. The issue's not putting it somewhere to make it fit, because we have many options for that. The issue is basically just putting all my culture buildings together. I just kind of want to vary it. I mean, that's the whole point of what I'm doing here, is trying to make things look a little bit different. We also do need a gymnasium as well. Something to also consider, because that does not... I've now filled in with a fish pond where I could put a gymnasium. So if I really just wanted to make this like the health corner, we put two side by side. I feel like this could be way more efficient. And then what do I do with this? I still have to... Okay, I'm gonna pause for a minute while I space out where my houses can go, and I guess that'll dictate where I put everything else. I could also bring the road out a bit, because I think that could stand to have it moved out here. That's 6, so I could put a 3x building and a 3x building on the inside of the road on the other side of the palace. That might also solve the problem. But let me pause for a minute and try this out. Okay, this is what I've come up with. There were actually several ways to make this work. One involved actually moving this over. One thing I have not really considered is that it doesn't actually have to, a building does not actually have to be on the road to get the inspector to basically see it. It can be kitty corner right there. So I could have moved this over one to have made room down here to do everything I wanted to do. It would have also ended up removing this pond, but this is just kind of the easier way, and I've got a lot of space out here anyhow. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put the infirmary on this side, and that is also going to be joined by a gymnasium right here at this corner. So I've done this weird thing here using boulevard on this corner specifically to attach it. This should work for getting the walker to there. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 spots for houses. The stadium can still go there, the college can still go here, and my inspector and tax collector can go right here, and we're all nice and compact. And it's time to put that into place there. What else can we put in that corner right there? Well, a bench, of course. So let's let this run just to make sure. There it goes. Make sure it goes all the way around. And he does. Good. We're all set. It's just now I'm going to have to deal with that. That right there is going to be bad. But before we go that far, let's take that out here so that I can put a tower here. And it's a little bit weird, especially since it only takes half the wall there. That actually does not look too good at all. Can I get rid of... That's going to get rid of the wall, isn't it? Yep. I don't think that's close enough. It definitely is not. So, it's going to have to look weird. Tower... Oh, good grief. Why does it do that? Surely it can remember. Alright, whatever. So we have this weird half-wall thing, whatever. I don't care anymore. And then we'll just fill this in. We will fill it in with a park. And then... It looks like I will also actually have some room. Let's complete the line of Corinthian columns. It looked like I had room for another monument, should I ever get a monument. If we can start winning some of these competitions, be able to do so. I am glad to see that that pond alone was enough to offset that. That's pretty good. So, let's go down, put in college. College can go right here by the pond. We will, of course, do Corinthian columns. I did not see what that just said when it popped up. Oh, it said a podium, didn't it? It always complains about needing a podium. So a podium we will have. And that should be enough now to perhaps set them off to the next level, which I'm not necessarily sure is needed. We definitely are going to need probably a little bit more fleece, though. We are kind of on the cusp, and once these guys build up, then we're going to have issues. So let me real quick jump in here and see who I can purchase. Because I'm buying from Larissa, but I'm just selling my bronze. They offer me nothing except temple building materials, so they sell wheat and fleece. I could get into my colony. That's actually the first thing I should start enriching is myself. Funny how Larissa's only got one. I guess it's because I took all the money with me to Smyrna? I don't know. There's my fleece and wine, so we double down on that. And there's olive oil. So we have a buyer for bronze, and that looks like what we want to do right there. Thebes and Mycenae. Unfortunately, we just have really nothing unless I wanted to take horses. for the use of... I mean, I could sell sculpture too. I don't know that we're going to go that far with the elite housing, though, getting into horses. So, let's do... I did determine it goes there, didn't I? Okay. Let's do, first of all, a Mycenae and Thebes combo. I feel like I'd want the home port to be right here, if I were going to do so. So we'll do that, and we'll do Thebes. And now we need people. Thankfully, 140 are coming in. Okay, so this is where I'm at, where I need to be in Larissa. I need to be doing that. Lots of bronze being used up, apparently. We don't seem to be selling... Oh, we sold... No, we've only sold 2 this year, because it all went to this. Hopefully that just means it's sitting here, being used up. I hope we're manufacturing enough. But, I mean, it doesn't look like it. It actually looks like they're kind of empty most of the year. Not sure that I like that. Is there really no way to get to this? Well, there is. They're just not going that way. Oh, no, there isn't. That is impassable. To get there, they'd have to go all the way around, so it's no wonder they're not utilizing that. That seems like bad map design. It seems like they intended for it to go, but clearly they did not. That should be over here. Clearly they didn't get that all together correctly. So, anyway, where are we at now? We need to move the inspector. Move the inspector to, yeah, I guess right here. I mean, it's ugly enough as it is over here, so why not just keep going with that. Put a gazebo in here, and of course, we need to be collecting... That's not at all what I wanted to click. Taxes. Okay. So that's doing that. Yeah, fleece. Okay. So we need to be purchasing a little bit of olive oil. Probably 12 at a time. All 12 at a time, so we have a full stock. At least initially, let's say. So then we'll do buying wine. We are only going to need 4 of those at a time. Did I? Oh no, okay, I'm buying olive oil. Okay. Olive oil, fleece, wine, that should take care of everything there. We will do a direct oil vendor. How are we doing on unemployment? 70? Okay. And so these guys would require olive oil next, correct? Yes. So we'll probably build them up to, well, everything. Just so that I have the people I will need for Hades Temple and all the building infrastructure that's going to require, because it's going to require just a little bit. I mean, we're going to have a couple storehouses that will take in the marble and all that other good stuff, so we'll be working on that. Food-wise, how we doing? We still have a surplus. Of course we do. We're full up on onions and we got cheese waiting, so that's fine. I'm not sure what it takes to get a happiness monument. Hygiene's perfect. Unrest. I'm really not sure. My expenses this year are abysmal, or last year they were. We just flipped over. What was that in? Import costs? Well, I mean, we did just have a huge initial import, didn't we? But it feels like we could probably do a bit more with the bronze exportation. Alternatively, I could just start selling sculpture. I won't be needing it right now, and I've kind of got an industry here that's using people but not using them for profit. So maybe I should just do that. And then once I finally get rid of... Because, I mean, I could be making money all the time here for the next several episodes. And, yeah, we'll just keep doing that. Let's just do 4 at a time, though. I don't want to get too crazy there. Because it'll be a while yet before I do the temple building. That's going to be the last thing after the city fills in. So what do we got here? I mean, I guess I could go ahead and put in a stadium right now, but oh boy, is this actually going to work out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not, because my positioning was based upon this being the other side. It doesn't matter. If I put a sculpture, monument, whatever here, it doesn't matter. That's going to be right next to the stadium. Famous last words. Okay, well, this seems to be doing just a little bit better here anyway. This is going to be awful until I probably put a bunch of gardens along the back sides of all of those. Probably actually use this line to take columns or something to section that off. Okay, yeah, so we'll probably move this wall. This is where I thought the wall was going to be initially, but I think I'll end up probably moving that out just a little bit. If for nothing else, then to leave myself a back garden to kind of help with the appeal, because, I mean, we're going to need something like that. We're going to need something for probably a monument here. I think I'll be able to, because this is going to be the edge of it, and this is going to stick out to the wall. So I might be able to fit something in there. I don't know. But it's time to end the episode once again, so I will see you next time.